This is the MCAS summary about the memoir Night by Elie Wiesel. The main character is Elie. In the memoir, it is a memoir because it is the true story about Elie's life when he was in the concentration camp and the time during the Holocaust. In the beginning, we meet the character of Elie Wiesel, who was a teenager living in Szeged with his parents and sisters. He wanted to study the Kabbalah, which is part of his Jewish religion, with a man named Moishi, but his father is not happy with this decision. At this point of the book, Elie is very religious about his Jewish faith. Also in the beginning, Moishi is later deported with other foreign Jewish people, and he sees the soldiers killing all the Jewish deportees. Somehow, Moishi escapes and comes back to warn the Jewish people in Szeged, but Elie's family does not listen. As the months go on, there are more laws and there's more discrimination against the Jewish people until they have to move to the ghetto. There are things like the Gold Star and writing in different laws about when Jewish people can go out. In the middle, everyone from the ghetto has to leave and is deported. Elie and his family are deported in cattle cars or trains, just like this one here. When they are in the horrible trip on the train for several days, a woman named Mrs. Schachter sees a vision of a fire. This fire is just like the fire that they will see in the concentration camp. When they arrive at the concentration camp, Elie and his father are separated from his mother and sisters. Elie is given a new name, and from then on he just tries to survive with his father. His new name is just the number of the tattoo. The soldiers are doing everything they can to make it feel like they're not really human anymore. In the middle, at the concentration camp, Elie sees many horrible acts. He sees babies killed in the night. He sees bodies burned in fires. Some of the most important moments are when he sees his father beaten and when he sees a little boy hung in front of the prisoners, just like this. Elie loses his gold tooth to try to help his father. Also at this time, Elie stops praying and believing in God. He can't believe that a just God would let all these horrible things happen. Elie also has a surgery on his foot. In the end, Elie and his father go on a long death march in the snow to another concentration camp. This is very difficult for Elie because he just had the surgery on his foot. Elie's father gets weaker and eventually dies in the other concentration camp. Elie feels bad because he's not sad about losing his father. At this point in the book, he can only think about surviving. Finally, the war is over, and Elie is free. He wrote this book as a testimony. He wanted the world to know what had happened to him and to all the other millions of Jews and prisoners who were killed during this time. The main characters that you can use for your MCAS writing prompt are Elie, a Jewish teen from Szeged who tries to survive in the ghetto and concentration camp. If you're going to write an MCAS essay, you should really only write about Elie. The other two important characters to remember are Moishi, who is a foreign Jewish man who helps Elie with religion and warns the other Jewish people about how the Nazis are killing Jews. Elie's father is also important. He's a leader in the Jewish community, and he's Elie's inspiration for surviving. It's the reason that Elie never completely gives up, because he knows he needs to help his father. Some juicy words that we learned during this time: despair, which means no hope; tremendous, or very big; miracle, something very lucky; journey, a long trip; sob, cry with a lot of noise; upstander, someone who speaks against an injustice; and a bystander, someone who does nothing during an injustice. All of this is going to help you get a much higher score on the MCAS writing prompt. Good luck.